Hi there, welcome to Isle Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Aries energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because everyone has free will. Some people harness their Aries energy in a high vibe way. They're bold and brave enough to love, to deal with their past pain and heartbreak and fear and insecurities, to deal with it, to be free. And other people are more motivated and inspired by the world and figure they'll just indulge in the world and that'll be okay. And then some people are more shadowy and they're bossy and controlling. So it doesn't matter if you're an Aries. We all tap into some Aries energy. Just listen to your intuition about where you are in the story, because this energy could be what's available to Aries energy right now. And people are going to handle it differently. We have the Rabbit. Too much concern about with sexual matters. The Ladder in reverse. Climbing towards success. Well, you know, when we operate out of our pride and ego, we're probably going to take some action that we might regret later because we're so worried, or am I going to be in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. You know, how about chillax and don't try to force the wheel of fate to go the way you want. Act with character and integrity, temper. You know, Aries is fiery energy, which can be about our passion and our dreams and things like that. Some people are doing that. They are not trying to climb. Some people use their sexuality kind of like for social climbing. Other people aren't doing that. Then we have the Flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. And then a card not showing itself is the Broken Wishbone. A wish will not be granted. And some people are rejecting that. You know, sometimes people can try to get us all caught up in our head and try to get us to operate from pride and ego and lower our standards so that we go through another tough lesson in life. Because acting out of our shadow energy is represented by the devil. We're going to learn some tough lessons. There's some people in the world that would love for you to get all up in your head and to lower your standards because they don't want your dreams to come into reality. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And the Cat can talk about intuition, and you could be intuitive about people who aren't really your friends. You know, and even if it's not other people, it starts within us. We have to realize we have this dualistic nature within us. We have the knowledge of good and evil within us. We have the seeds of being a beastly human being. Selfish, greedy, prideful, egotistical, self-centered. I want what I want. I don't give a damn about anybody else. Or, unlike the other beasts of the world, we have the free will to elevate ourselves out of our more base, beastly nature. Being able to wrap our brain around love and compassion and character and integrity, to be proud of ourselves instead of not proud of ourselves. And sometimes there's people in our life, because whichever aspect we align with within ourselves, do we align with our more hopeful, believing, loving nature, having self-discipline, loving ourselves, offering ourselves love and compassion, and being willing to humble ourselves that we've already learned some tough lessons in life, let's not do that again? And then there's people in the world who haven't learned some of those lessons that you've learned in life, and they're still acting out of pride or ego or competitiveness or jealousy or envy or insecurity or whatever. And they don't like it when other people love and believe in themselves. And in order to feel powerful, they'll do things to make themselves feel powerful. Not something they can feel proud of. There's someone who seems to have discipline, who listens to their intuition. I don't like that. They seem to live their life in a way that I might be jealous and envious of, and I don't like it. I could do the work within myself to act with character and integrity, but I lack self-discipline. So I might be too concerned about sexual matters and being validated for my worth and value in unhealthy ways. And I'm going to try to do something to get them to act in a way that'll maybe run their life off into the ditch, like their life has ran off into the ditch. So let's get some cards on it. And that could just be one of the many stories going on. But in general, high vibe people, yeah, they might want to be in a relationship. They might have some creative, inspired energy, because sexual energy is the way that we create things in the world. And so instead of it just being sex, it could just be high vibe people are really focused on the things they want to give birth to. And when we're not using our energy, maybe in a sexual energy, we can use that same energy flow to create new things in our life. It's our like creative spark. So tell us about the rabbit card. Okay, we have a card not showing itself that came out because of the Empress energy. And the feminines in tarot can talk about our emotional state. The kings or the masculines in tarot can talk about how we take action in the world, because we all take action in masculine energy, because we can all present ourselves any way we want to in the world, and people don't know the truth of who we are internally, emotionally. So we have different people who feel different inside. And that's because we live in a dualistic world. And some people in their Libra Taurus energy, regardless of if they're a Libra or a Taurus sun sign, we all harness these different traits and characteristics of the zodiac signs in either high vibe or a more worldly or shadowy way. High vibe people are harnessing high vibe Libra Taurus energy, meaning they've put in work and effort emotionally to get balance within themselves. I've offered myself love and compassion and forgiveness for the mistakes I've made in the past. I'm a fallible human being who had lessons to learn. We were all children. We've all had to grow up in the world, and we've all had to learn all these lessons in life. And they've done the work emotionally to love themselves, to offset their fears and insecurities with love and compassion and forgiveness, to not give up on their dreams. Because they want the justice they deserve, which is like their divine inheritance. And what people don't know about them, one thing that the high vibe people are willing to do that some of the other people in the world or in their life aren't willing to do, is to cut out the shadowy energy in their life. The Six of Wands, Leo energy. In shadow, that's operating in pride and ego. I want everybody to look up and admire me. I want to be like the center of attention. I want to indulge in my fiery nature. I want what I want. And you're willing to, out of love for yourself, temper your more worldly, egoic nature. And that's could be what some people can't figure out about you. How do you do what you do? And the way you are doing this is you're harnessing high vibe Leo energy. And that's what some of the people just don't get. Because they always are operating out of their ego nature, pride, ego. I want what I want. I want to be the privileged person in a relationship. I want people to indulge me. I want the things of the world. Libra and Taurus energy is that aspect within ourselves that wants to kind of have the beautiful things in life and, have a loving life or just have the materialistic things of life. And some people don't ever get out of their ego about it. They want what they want. They want those things. Partly it's just, I want to feel better. And instead of doing the work within myself to love myself, I'm going to go indulge in the things of the world. If that's drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, relationship, the whole thing is, the difference is what's your intent behind going and indulging in those things. The things of the world are meant to be enjoyed from a place of love and balance. That way, those things of the world don't get such a hold on you. You become addicted to them to feel better or for your sense of worth and value. And that could be a lesson that some people have learned in life. Maybe because they previously ran their life off into the ditch and got caught up in relationships and drugs and alcohol to make them feel better. And, our shadow nature is represented by the devil, can run our life into hell. And if we're not balanced within ourselves and keep things in perspective that, I can go enjoy the things of the world, but I don't make those things of the world or a relationship or other people and the world in general, where I derive my sense of worth and value, or for them to make me feel better, or those things to make me feel better. I know how to love myself. I know how to maintain balance within myself. I know how to be loving and encouraging to myself. I don't need to be codependent on things outside of me, for me to be in a place of feeling stable and balanced and loved. But other people haven't done that work within themselves emotionally because, that's hard work. I think it's the hardest lesson people have to learn, is to learn that to love themselves. And so some people are just looking to things outside of them, which is kind of that more codependent energy. And they're probably going to go learn some tough lessons, like some of you have already learned some tough lessons. And some of those things are really going to get them by the short hairs and make them feel imprisoned and enslaved and oppressed and confined, because they're not taking that bold, brave, creative action to win the battle within themselves, to get out of their ego and their fear and their insecurities or their self-centeredness or their immaturity, And so they keep thinking, they know best, because that's us and our pride and ego. And some of them could really be, Aries energy is fire energy, and that can be, I want what I want. Aries energy in general is about the self. And so if there's some people that are really all about themselves, maybe it's all the things in the world that they want to indulge in. And again, we could look at the sexual energy as just fire energy. Some people are really driven and motivated by the world, or money and materialism, or status and image, and then some of them is just, I want to be indulged and pampered in a relationship, male or female. I want the shadowy empresses. Emotionally, I want the privileged position in a relationship. I want other people to indulge me, or I'm willing to indulge someone else if it'll get me the things that I'm driven and motivated by in the world. Empress energy also would imply people who have, a lot of things in the world that other people want. And there's some people that are willing to give up their pride, their ego, their dreams to have those things. Do you got the things of the world I want? Okay, I'll get in a relationship with you. I'm not bold and brave enough to believe in myself or believe in my dreams. I really want those things of the world, or I want to be in a relationship where I'm indulged, or make my life all about ego and money. Okay, tell us about the Ladder card. Climbing towards success in reverse. Oh, the Eight of Wands in reverse because of the Eight of Cups. So I think for the people who are harnessing some shadowy Aries energy or more worldly driven Aries energy, those people are not going to get what they want, because in the Eight of Wands in reverse, they're not harnessing high vibe Sagittarius energy. They're not willing to kind of wrap their brain around this game of life and realize that if I, it's kind of like planting seeds. If I plant bad seeds and I have selfish, greedy, prideful, egotistical, fearful, insecure intentions, I'm not going to grow an abundant life. I have to plant being just and fair in like Libra energy. Taurus energy would be act with character and integrity, be loyal, be committed, walk the talk. Some people are unwilling to do that. They're going to keep moving forward in this illusion that they can live their life like that. And it's about indulgence. The Eight of Cups is walking towards the Nine of Cups, which in shadow energy is I want to go indulge in the world. And the other people, and they're kind of harnessing like shadowy Sagittarius energy, which is kind of being an immature player. I don't want to take bold, brave, confident action in my life to love myself and become more emotionally independent of my ego, or my emotionally defensive nature, or my self-centered nature, or the world, or my fear and insecurity. I reject doing that. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep moving forward the way I've been doing it. I'm sure it'll make me happy. And there's other people in the world that don't live their life like that, and they don't think that way. And if they did, they've grown up since then, and they've learned how to love themselves. And they're not going to take action being an immature player. And they don't want to move forward. They're willing to let go of something because they see that that won't lead to success. They could move forward with people like that in their life, and they could align with that nature within themselves. And when we align with that nature within ourselves, we're going to hang out with some other people who live their life that way. And some people are like, no, I'm not going to keep moving forward with people like that. I don't want to live a life of indulgence and making it just about that. I don't want to move forward with people who are indulging me. It doesn't challenge me to grow and mature myself to my full potential. I don't want to move forward with other people who want me to indulge them. If people aren't taking creative, inspired action to grow and mature themselves emotionally, the 9 of Cups and high vibe is I have learned how to fill my own cup emotionally. I am not looking for a mother. I'm not looking for a parent figure. I am not a child looking for someone to take the place of my mom or dad in my life. I have learned how to love myself. I am no longer kind of in my ego, codependent energy. I've learned to love myself. And I'm not going to harness shadowy Sagittarius energy and be an immature player. I'm going to learn to love myself, and I'm going to go maybe on this journey of what it means to love myself and maintain my balance and be more independent in the world. Independent and love myself enough to get out of my head and my thoughts that could control my life, because we can become the master of our own thoughts and emotions that we choose to sit in. Doesn't mean ignoring them. It's offering love to them. Love is what helps us heal. The 8 of Cups moves away from the 7 of Cups, which can be emotional confusion. Or, the 7 of Cups is Scorpio energy. If we were dealing with people who wanted us to keep moving forward with them and making our life about indulgence, they might harness shadowy Scorpio energy, which can be people who are emotionally shallow and superficial. They don't take creative, inspired action in their life. It's kind of like staying stuck in non-life-giving energy. Let's make our life about the world. Let's go indulge in the world. Let's make our life about money and materialism. Stay in the relationship with me because of that. I'll stay in the relationship with you because of that. And let's just keep moving forward like this. Caught up in the illusion of the world, indulging in it. Never taking bold, brave, creative action in our life. And some of you said, I'm not doing that. I am going to learn to love myself and be independent of people in my life who might try to control me like a parent would. And why would we stay in a relationship with someone who kind of takes a parental role in our life? Well, we might love them. There could have definitely been love there. We had the illusion that there could be love there, because the Empress and the Cups and Pisces energy talk about emotions and feelings. But if we thought someone was loving, but they were hiding, that they might be more someone who operates from ego, and they really don't ever walk away from their old ways of being to really grow and mature themselves and become more independent of some of their fears or their insecurities or their self-centeredness. And some people like to be in a relationship where they're viewed as very loving, and they like people to be in a relationship with them and being codependent. I love that you don't believe in your dreams, Pumpkin. I'm so glad you don't love yourself enough to be more independent, because then you view me as love. And then that's how some people, that's their ideal relationship. And they could have this illusion that, isn't this what a relationship's like? That I get in a relationship with someone who doesn't love and believe in themselves, and then they view me as loving. And I kind of hide that the reason I like to be in a relationship like that is because it kind of has me in my pride and ego. Look, someone views me as loving. But I could even choose to get in relationships with people who don't believe in themselves, aren't very independent, because then they'll be codependent on me. And some of you are like, you saw through the illusion. If somebody was hiding, that maybe they're more shadowy Leo of the 6 of Wands, can be people who are kind of emotionally manipulative, kind of prideful and egotistical, who might have a lot of stability or security. In a lot of ways, they might seem like a loving, nurturing person in the world, but they're just not willing to detach from some things that, we attach. from things. When we're 15, going to 18, going to 21, going to 25, there's ways of being that we let go of to move forward in life, to grow and mature ourselves, face some of our fears and insecurities, offer ourselves love, to believe in ourselves, and we let go of some of our more immature ways of being. And there's some people in the world who don't want to let go of those, whatever it is that about their life that they don't want. It's kind of like, I want to stay here and just keeping moving forward just like this forever. And there's nothing I want to move away from. I don't want to grow and mature myself. I don't want to be more just and fair. I don't want you to grow and mature yourself. I don't want you to believe in your dreams. This is my dream. Let's do it like this. And some of you and some people right now in a relationship are like, I can't do this anymore. By worldly standards, it could look wonderful, like you got it all. And some people could maybe wonder, oh my gosh, why would they possibly leave? It's like, if there's no... Some people, you could be in a relationship with people who, maybe they don't have a fiery side really, the Leo fire nature and rejecting the 8 of Wands. Some people could harness a shadowy Aries energy in a sense where I don't have like that spark within me, that drive to ever do life any differently. Some people, maybe I have no drive or interest to be even creative or inspired or nurturing really in a relationship. I want the things of the world. I have the things of the world. You should stay in a relationship, or I'm attractive, or I'm good looking, or I have social clout. Whatever it is they think they got. Somebody thought they had something that they think there's going to be other people who would want to be in a relationship with them. They don't have to grow up and mature themselves. If you walk away, they think there's other people who will get in a relationship with them. Other people who might have walked away that might want to come back and get in a relationship with them. Other people they could have walked away from. They might think, I don't think you'll love and believe in yourself. I think you'll come back. So that would be someone who's hiding that in their pride and ego, I'm going to let you go. I don't think you'll make it. And that's a risk people take in a relationship, right? When we're in a relationship, we have the free will choice to be open, honest, loving, just, fair, nurturing, supportive. Or we can kind of hide that we're in our pride and ego. It's like, I don't think you'll keep loving and believing in yourself. And that's a risk some people did take and some people are taking right now. And for some of those people, the loving people in their life are going to keep going because they're not going to lower their standards. And that's basically what high vibe loving energy like God versus the devil would want you to do, And your loving nature wants you to do that, and your shadowy nature doesn't want you to do that. Because we have this spiritual battle going on within us. We have the knowledge of like both seeds within us that want us to be in control of our life, basically. Our shadowy nature doesn't care if they want to be in the driver's seat. They don't care if you end up in the gutter later. It's like, oh my God, that was a great life. I got to do all the things I really wanted to do because that person didn't love and believe in themselves. And then we have people in our life that don't really give a damn either. I don't want you to love and believe in yourself. And I don't really care if at the end of this relationship you're laying in the gutter. As long as I got what I wanted when I was in it. And then we have loving people and our loving nature that wants us to keep loving and believing in ourselves because they want the best for us. They want us to grow to our full potential. They want us to have our dreams come into reality. And when it's all over, they'll be so happy that we did. And they weren't trying to steal and take from us in their pride, in their ego, in their selfishness, in their lust, in their greed, So we had a card flip here. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. The sun talks about keep staying in life-giving energy. And what some of the people, because some of you could have been a loving, nurturing person who wasn't being prideful and egotistical, but some people don't like that. they don't want to be in a relationship with you because you're not playing the game. And they like to operate from pride and ego. They have past pain and heartbreak and things that they haven't dealt with. And it's all about shadowy energies, about being competitive. You're not playing the game. You're not motivated and inspired by the things of the world that I'm motivated by. I'm going to go find someone else I can go get in a relationship that's more on the same page as me. Or you've learned to love yourself and you're not playing the game and ego anymore. I can't push your buttons and play on your fear and your insecurity and all that stuff. You're no fun. I'm going to go find someone else who's sad. I'm going to go get in a relationship with them. And then I'm going to play on their fear and their insecurity and their pride and ego. And for some of those people who thought, I'm willing to walk away from you, or I'm willing to let you walk away from me, because I think you're going to be sad, because I know you're a loving person and you wanted this dream to come into reality. The Two of Wands is I have a dream in your Aries energy. I think you're going to be sad because you wanted this relationship to work out. And I wouldn't get out of my pride and ego. I wasn't willing to invest in love. I could have quit talking to you. I could have quit taking intimate action towards you. And eventually I left, you left. I think you're going to be sad and you're going to come back. But what those people don't know about you, because they thought you were like them and they thought you're more caught up in the world and think it's just and fair in your Libra Taurus energy to be all caught up in the things of the world and want the things of the world no matter what the price. And what they didn't know about you is that you harness high vibe Leo energy. They were hiding that they harness shadowy Leo energy. They don't ever take that creative inspired action to get out of their fear and their insecurity and ego, but you do. And you're willing to love yourself and not take immature action in your life, to have new beginnings, to be in life-giving energy within yourself. I'm going to give myself all the things I wish you had given me. Every day I'm going to treat myself with love and kindness and compassion, because I don't control anyone else in the world, and who knows how the rest of the world's going to act, but I control me, and I'm making the free will choice to be in the energy of love every day. Peace and joy and love, being my own best mother, father, coach voice in my own head, to heal from those relationships of the past that made me sad, that people weren't willing to work together with me cooperatively, to look to the future in love, to bring a dream into reality. I don't know why, because the reason why people don't do things, we're emotionally complex people. But in general, they probably haven't healed from their own regrets of the past. And so until we learn to love ourselves, we'll keep repeating a pattern because we haven't been illuminated to the truth. The truth is what sets us free. When we learn to love ourselves, we can heal from past pain and heartbreak, and to believe in ourselves and believe in our dreams, that I'm not going to give up my dreams just because some people I dealt with in my life hadn't won the battle within themselves to choose love. I don't know why they don't choose love. Maybe they're prideful. Maybe they're egotistical. Maybe they're self-centered. Maybe they're lazy. Maybe they have illusions about life or relationships, and they think it should be all about them being indulged in their ego, and they don't really give a damn if other people are unhappy or not. The most important person is them. That's kind of our selfish, greedy nature, right? It's all about me. That would be shadowy Aries energy. It's all about my wants, my needs, my lust, my greed, my pride, my ego. And we're going to stay right here. We are not moving forward. We're going to keep moving forward just like this. Nobody listens to their intuition. Nobody takes creative, inspired action. We could get hurt doing that. So we have to keep making our life about ego and image so that in the world we look so victorious and successful. And some of them are very prideful and egotistical and competitive in the world, and they want to be indulged. They are not going to lower their standards. They think they should be indulged and pampered in a relationship. It should be all about them. And by golly, they're going to keep moving forward in life that way. And you're going to move forward not repeating those old patterns, healing, so you're not tempted to get in a relationship or try to get someone who reminds you of people in your past, like, oh my gosh, you remind me of someone in my life who didn't move forward with me and I was sad. I'm going to try to make you love me, just like I tried unsuccessfully with that other person. You know, trying to get people who aren't in the flow already moving forward in love. It's kind of like their life momentum is going the other way, and you go try to make them see life your way. You know, it's just like trying to turn a loving, compassionate person into being a cruel, unkind, malicious person. You know, people are the way they are, and our responsibility is to listen, to be a loving, nurturing, kind, encouraging, supportive person in the world. Offer people love, treat people the way you like to be treated. And if you see that someone doesn't seem to move forward in an energy of love, and your intuition is telling you that they might have some unresolved issues they haven't dealt with, that they operate more from their pride and their ego and their emotionally defensive nature, you wish them peace. And it's like, you know, they're not someone you're going to invest a lot of time, energy, and effort in, too, because to be in the energy of love is a free will choice, and it's a battle. And if some people haven't won that battle, they don't want you, they might want you to indulge them in a relationship. That'd be great. You're so loving and warm and nurturing and supportive, and I've had relationships that didn't work out. You should stay in a relationship with me, but I'm never going to give birth to anything new. I'm never going to put in the work to heal. That's like your job, to make me heal. Oh, and if I don't feel like I've healed, or my issues bubble up again, and you know, they start to become being illuminated that I have these unresolved issues from my past, well, then I'm going to assume that you're not doing your job, because I was never taking responsibility for it anyway. That was your job. And if you're not seeming to be the answer, like the drug or the alcohol or the food or the gambling or the whatever, well, then I need to leave you. I can't move forward with you. You're not the answer. I have to go find someone else. We either take responsibility for healing our own inner issues and dealing with our own inner issues, and some people in their codependent energy think that's like not my job. Again, that's, people have this illusion about what getting into a relationship means. You are supposed to be the answer to all my problems. I am never going to be insecure or fearful or anything again. And if I do, well, then I got to leave, because you're apparently not the right one. You know? It's like, I'm going to quit drinking that beer and I'm going to try this beer, see if that one does the trick. You know, it's like, you know, but some people, you know, aren't seeing through the emotional confusion and the illusion yet. So then we have broken wishbone. A wish will not be granted. You know, I don't know if I said it originally, but I think the people who are kind of in their ego and think they know best. I don't have to learn to love myself. I don't have to be just and fair in a relationship. I don't have to grow and mature myself, act with character and integrity. I think those people have already given up on their dreams. And so they think they have a better idea. If they do love, they get hurt. If they're more just and fair in a relationship, then it won't be all about them, so they don't want to do that. Or if they won't move forward in love, they might feel like they won't have the money or the status or the image. So I think those people are basically willing to give up their dreams, thinking they're so smart, like we all do when we run our life kind of into the ditch. And they think their dreams are going to come into reality, but I think the whole idea is that, you know, our soul, our energetic thing that makes our body animated, came from life source energy, just like seeds from a tree that get planted and buried in the dirt of the shadow. They sprout and grow into something that we could have never imagined. And that's kind of what we're meant to do if we're willing to water and love ourselves, basically, to put in the work to come to the light and seek the light and seek the truth. And if we think that, no, I can just keep doing things, it's like a seed that keeps turning itself upside down in the ground. I don't want to be illuminated to the truth. If I become illuminated to the truth, I'd have to admit that I was a fallible human being who made mistakes like all these other slobs in the world. You know? and some people, Libra, Taurus energy, and again, they don't have to be a Libra or a Taurus, but Libra can be that aspect within people that's their like public politician persona. You know, it's Libra is represented by the scales of justice. They want to maintain balance in the world and maybe have people perceive them a certain way. And shadowy Taurus can be people that are all about their image and how people perceive them and view them. And they're not seeing the truth. They're so caught up in the illusion of their ego instead of living their authentic life. I'm a fallible human being who's made mistakes, and I'm going to make more on this journey in life, because we're perpetually like little children learning to walk in life, you know? But some people could have gotten caught up in the illusion of the world that once you weren't a child, we are not supposed to make mistakes and we're like supposed to be perfect. And we're never supposed to step out of the box because God forbid if people judged us for being authentically ourself in our Leo energy, shining our light, being authentically who we are, getting in the career fields and relationships with people that really inspire us, that we love. Oh God, what would people say? No, I've got to conform to the world and I got to stay in the box. So it's like a seed that kind of could come up to the light and then it goes back down and they can't figure out why they're not getting anywhere. So I think it's not going to turn out the way they wanted. And I think for some of you, you could have been moving forward in a job, a relationship, or friendship, initially thinking your dreams were going to come forward, because you also could have at a point in your life not have been very bold or brave or confident in yourself and how to learn to love yourself. But as it went forward, you kind of realized that I was hopeful that it would be love, and I was hoping, you know, that people would work together with me from a foundation of love. But then from the 8 of Cups to the 5 of Cups, realizing that people weren't really willing to maybe be authentic and loving in a relationship. And it made you sad because you wanted this dream to come into reality. And why, you know, we can get drawn and attracted to certain people because we have some of the similar wounding. We've went through similar life experiences. We might have a lot of commonality in our life for a variety of reasons, you know. Because with Libra, Taurus energy can talk about all those things of the world, our religious background, how we're used to living life. I like a big city. I'm more used to a small town, you know, or whatever. You know, Taurus talks about all those things that we've kind of been brought up to be like our comfort zone. And so we could have moved forward kind of going with the flow of kind of what we'd grown up with. Nobody maybe being all too brave and confident. And it was all a process for people to learn lessons, because I think we come in contact with all these people to get clear about what our truth is and be illuminated to the truth. And sometimes we realize that the path we were going down and the way we thought we were maybe supposed to live life and maybe staying more in our comfort zone or being in relationships with people who are our same religion or our same ethnicity or in our town or whatever, where we didn't have to move or step out of our comfort zone, didn't turn out the way we planned. And I think some of you people and some of the people right now going through this aren't willing to keep moving forward in it, where their dreams won't come into reality. And they said, no, I've been illuminated to the truth that living my life this way and thinking of life this way or thinking about myself this way or the people I've been hanging out with or the people I've been in romantic relationships or a job, whatever the case might be, I've been illuminated to the truth that this didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. And I did think a dream was going to come into reality, but there's differences in how people are harnessing their Cancer energy. And Cancer in high vibe would be love and hope and faith and belief that we'll all heal and grow and mature together. Having hope in the dream. And then kind of realizing that some people don't want to do high vibe Cancer energy, whatever zodiac sign they are. They harness their Cancer energy maybe in a more shadowy way, which can be, I'm used to kind of using my emotions manipulatively because I don't take bold, brave, confident action in the world to authentically be myself and more vulnerable in the world. And so I kind of use my emotions manipulatively. And then when you kind of end up moving forward with people in a relationship like that, it kind of feels like a more superficial and shallow relationship in Scorpio energy. High vibe Scorpio energy is, I want it to be in a deep, meaningful relationship. I wanted to explore the highs and lows of life emotionally. And the other people could have been like, nope, not doing that. Sorry. I kind of am emotionally defensive to being hurt. Or, hell, I didn't know you were like that. I thought you viewed life like me. I thought we were going to live life and make it all about the world and stay in the relationship because of all the ways it looked. I didn't think you'd want like a deep, meaningful relationship. Psst, get away. So, tell us about the dream. Oh, I can't remember what it said. A wish will not be granted. Some people are going to keep moving forward in those relationships. We'll keep repeating a pattern. Some people are used to being in relationships. That's their comfort zone. Being in relationships with people who could almost remind them of their past. Maybe people in their life that they grew up with, that they loved, that could harness kind of shadowy Scorpio, Aries, and Leo energy, where they don't ever deal with their issues either. They kind of are emotionally shallow and superficial. Everybody kind of puts on a good show. One of the people could maybe, in their Leo energy and Aries energy, be a little bit bombastic and controlling. And for some people, that's their comfort zone. And until they're ready to love and believe in themselves that they deserve better, they're going to keep repeating that pattern, staying in heartbreak. And for some people, that's their pattern because they think they don't deserve better. And for those people, I would say, their wish won't be granted because they're not willing to love themselves or see the truth of how they have this pattern. We all repeat a pattern until we're willing to see the truth of it. Oh my God, why does this keep happening? Well, we don't control anyone else. It's not just random fate that we keep getting in relationships. We were meant to learn lessons from these people. We were supposed to learn what is emotionally confusing, what is seeming to be in line with my truth and love, and what doesn't seem to be in line with that. It's kind of like, if we want love and justice and fairness, but we're in relationships with people who aren't being loving and just and fair, or seems like we're being manipulated, that they do things that are hurtful and unkind, that they kind of seem to be prideful or egotistical or bossy or controlling, it's kind of like the devil comes into our life and we put our hand like on a hot burner. It's like, ow, that hurts. Ow, that hurts. We're not supposed to try to get acclimated where we can keep our hand on the hot burner and I'll just stay here. It's supposed to be that we are supposed to be illuminated to the truth that this does not make us happy. And we deserve to have our divine inheritance come into reality. Again, the divine did not expect us to create a little hell on earth. We can. We got the free will to do it if we want. If those things of the world, where we haven't learned to love ourselves, we'll create a little hell on earth. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, because of the Four Wands. Some people gave up on their dreams and they're not going to move forward in life. And part of the reason is because, for one, the Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy, and that means they'd have to go within to gain insight and understanding about things they've kept hidden in the dark that they haven't wanted to look at or see the truth of. Sometimes it's about the truth of the people they hang out with. Sometimes it's the truth about themselves that they don't want to see the truth of. And they'd have to be willing to invest that time, energy, and effort in their own foundation to deal with their own fears and insecurities of believing in love, believing they deserve love, working through all their thoughts they have in their head. Who put all those thoughts in their head? You know, when you make your life about, I'm going to take action in truth and love and justice and fairness, and that I deserve love, and I'm going to maintain balance within myself. I'm going to offer love and treat people with respect. And if they don't treat me with respect, this isn't love. The 8 of Swords, there's a maximum of 10 in every suit. So if you're 8 swords up in your head, you're in your head about 2 cups of love in your heart. Is this love? Is this person manipulating me? Is this person kind of bossy and controlling and all about themselves? Is this person ever going to bring the dream into reality? Or are they never going to be put in the work to gain insight about their own fears and insecurities that stop them from being more independent of their own fears, insecurities, and ego, and the world, and maybe other people in their life who they're codependent on? And basically, if I stay in a relationship with them and they're enslaved and imprisoned to things, I'm enslaved with them. The same things that enslave them, if I keep indulging them in a relationship, keep me imprisoned with them. The same people who manipulate and control them, same people that are like a third party in my life. The same fears and insecurities or pride or ego, defensive nature that controls them is like a third party in my relationship. So some people said, no, I'm not willing to give up on my dreams. I reject moving forward with people who might, again, have these things of the world, who I'd like to be in a relationship with. In my Aries energy of the 4 of Wands, that talks about coming together with others in joy and celebration. But am I willing to stay in a relationship with someone else who seems to be in a mental prison about doing equal give and take and being emotionally nurturing, who maybe seems to be more about indulging? And they want me, you know, the 9 of Cups is, again, you're either moving forward, indulging yourself in your fear, your insecurity, your ego, not dealing with your past pain and heartbreak and your self-limiting beliefs, or you're loving yourself enough to work through your fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs to believe in your dreams. So in high vibe, the 9 of Cups is about, I want my dreams to come into reality. Am I going to keep emotionally investing in a job or relationship or other people in my life? Doesn't have to be it can be anybody in our life. Anybody, a friend, an adult child, a sibling, a parent, someone who I wish the best for them. But if we have been loving and encouraging and supportive and we feel like we've done everything we can, not being prideful and egotistical, not trying to manipulate or coerce people, trying to offer people love and encouragement to deal with their own issues, but they never do it, or they start and then they give up and then they decide to just go indulge in whatever their fear or their insecurity or their addictions or their ego. It's like, you know what? Maybe sometimes the best thing we can do is be an example for other people in the world. And if we're enabling someone who's already shown us that, no, I'm unwilling to see the truth. No, I'm going to turn my back. I'm going to act in pride and ego or indulgence. It's like, okay, I'm going to become more independent of you and your foundation. Even though it kind of puts me up in my head because I could love you. I'm going to maintain balance within myself. From the 9 down to the 6, we're letting go of a 3 of Pentacles. I'm no longer going to work together with you in a foundation the way I had been working together with you in a foundation. Because for my own love of self, I need to maintain balance within my own foundation. And if I'm having to kind of indulge you or I'm having to be out of balance to indulge you in your poor behavior, and I'm not getting a just and fair relationship where you're treating me the way I treat you and like with love and respect, that's an injustice. And until you learn to be more just and balanced within yourself, to be in a balanced relationship, I'm going to wish you peace. And I'm going to become physically independent of you and emotionally independent of you. I wish you peace. And the Queen of Pentacles, you know, it's like a loving, nurturing energy and high vibe. I wish you peace, but I deserve to have my dreams come into reality. And if you're not there, I wish you peace, but I need to go invest in the people in the world who are willing to be just and fair in a relationship, who are willing to detach from ways of being that make them maybe feel safe, that they could be codependent on, and who are willing to illuminate the truth and be loving and nurturing and warm and deal with their own inner issues to be more independent. And if you're not there, I can understand it. Been there myself. I wish you peace. I'm moving on, and I'm not giving up on my dreams. And if that means I go exchange resources with someone else, and eventually I go get in a relationship with someone else, you know, I need to work with other people who are on the same page as me in order for my dream to come into reality. And if you're not there, and I gave it everything I could to try to bring that dream into reality, and you turned your back on it, you know, and some people, they don't want that. They want to be independent of you. You know? Because if that's not what they're driven and motivated by, that's not what they're driven and motivated by. And in their Aries energy, they also maybe don't want to give up their dream. And if their dream is, I want to be single from you, and because I have a lot of fears about love and living life the way you do it, and instead I'd maybe rather go exchange resources with someone who is, you know, going to kind of enable me, because that's where I'm at in my life, you know? It's just like kind of like getting a job where you're willing to take on more responsibility versus getting a job where they kind of coddle you and you don't have to take as much responsibility. You know, if you're not ready for more responsibility, you're not ready. And we need to see the truth about people like that in our life. And they might find someone else who's just willing to make their life all about enabling them in their poor behavior. And they could have a lot of fear and insecurity of living their life any differently. And that could be the dream relationship they've always had, where the other person gives up their dreams of an emotionally fulfilling relationship. And maybe if they're much more materialistically motivated, they don't want to do love. Let's live more from our mind than our heart. Let's focus on getting in a relationship where we have the status and the image, and oh my God, I am like, this is like my dream come true, because everybody in the world views me as being so victorious and successful. I just don't think it'll turn out the way they want. You know, if we want other people that we don't even really care if they're sad, you know, we're sad, I don't deal with it. You know, from the 5 of Cups to the 9 of Cups is the 4 of Cups. I'm sad. I don't deal with the regrets of the past. I want someone to offer me love to make me feel better. Again, it's like someone's job to make them feel better. They don't ever emotionally grow and mature themselves and learn how to fill their own cup. And some of them never plan to do that. And this is their ideal relationship. You know, and if they can find someone who also feels like, oh my gosh, they're fulfilling their life purpose or something, and maybe willing to be in a relationship, they might find someone who's willing to be in a relationship with them because of the status and the image and the money, who's willing to give up on their emotional fulfillment because they're also all about, maybe more about ego and money and materialism. Well, then people, I think, end up in a mental prison, like, but you were supposed to love me. It's like, you know, you can't have it both ways. To have someone who's really loving and nurturing and just and fair and balanced, well, they want a balanced relationship. But the shadowy people want an imbalanced relationship. It's like, you know, you're going to have to compromise. And if you want someone who's going to enable you in your fear and your insecurity and you never having to grow and mature yourself or deal with your own issues, well, then you might have to compromise and settle for being in a relationship with someone who wants to be in a relationship with you more because of the money and the image and the status. And it won't be maybe a very emotionally fulfilling relationship, but by worldly standards, in the Nine of Cups being Pisces energy, which is about creating this illusion, by worldly standards, it'll look like you got it all. So that's the difference. If people actually plant seeds of love and justice and fairness and character and integrity, and people are willing to deal with their fears and insecurities and be more independent of their ego and the world and live their authentic life and be open to giving and receiving love and believing they deserve it and accepting it from other people, those people really can come together with others because they both learn these lessons to stay focused on love. And don't get caught up in your head all about the ego and the image and the fear and the insecurity. Keep staying in the energy of love and knowing your worth and value, knowing the worth and value and respecting the people you're in a relationship with. And you'll probably have a very emotionally nurturing, loving, supportive relationship. And I think some people are getting out of relationships right now. Some people are just getting out of a relationship now to do this work within themselves emotionally, to heal from what was, maybe having dealt with some people, because everybody can present themselves in the world whatever way they want. And if you harness high vibe Aries energy, you would want to be in a relationship with other high vibe people. And you could have gotten in a relationship with someone who harnesses more shadowy Aries energy. But, people wear their false masks. It's like, oh, I'm not bossy. I'm not controlling. I'm not prideful. I'm not egotistical. Oh, no, I've healed from the past. I'm ready to move forward and get in a new relationship. But they haven't. And then it becomes illuminated that they haven't dealt with their issues of the past. And they still have a lot of fears and insecurities about doing equal give and take in a relationship. Maybe making someone a marriage partner. Maybe being more independent. Don't maybe like their partner to be not codependent on them because they still have a lot of codependency. And so some people right now some people are leaving those type of relationships and they're going to take this time to nurture their own foundation and learn to fill their own cup and to heal from some two-faced people in their life who presented themselves as being one thing when they weren't. And some people have already done that. They've already walked away from those type of relationships. Some people are sadly just getting into it. It just depends on where we are in life and what type of lessons we have to learn. Have we healed? Have we learned to love and believe in ourselves? If not, we'll keep getting in some relationships because the divine wants us to become more stable and grounded within ourselves, to know our worth and value, to be more emotionally independent instead of codependent. And if we haven't learned that lesson, we'll keep, and no shame in having to learn lessons, And some people have already done that. They walked away from that. They wanted to give birth to something new. They're not taking impulsive, reckless action. They want to have like an authentic, loving relationship. If there was people in their past that they felt they'd missed an opportunity with, because when we have lessons learned about loving ourselves and knowing our worth and value and stuff like that, we could have rejected some loving people who are kind of maybe further along the path of love than we were, because we were still used to kind of indulging people or hadn't just learned to love ourselves. And then when we kind of see the truth, like, oh my gosh, I rejected these people who were encouraged, kind of like kids do with their parents sometimes growing up, because we think we know it all and we want to do what we want to do. But we realized there really was some nurturing, more balanced, loving people in our life that we maybe rejected. We didn't get in a relationship with them, or we could have walked away from being in a relationship with them. And these would be people that I would say people didn't throw under the bus and slam. They're people that you loved and respected, but at the time you could have felt like you were on different pages. And now some of the people might want a new beginning with someone that they feel they missed an opportunity with when they had some lessons learned. And the other person probably had some lessons learned too. And if everybody's single and everybody's given a lot of thought to what it means to be in a balanced relationship, with the Aries energy here, someone might communicate. If some of you communicated to someone else and then that person didn't communicate back, you're moving on. And some of those people are kind of realizing that I might have kind of been in my ego because they didn't get in a relationship with me before, or they could have walked away from a relationship with me before. But maybe when they communicated with me, they illuminated the truth about the lessons they had to learn. And I know if I don't respond back to them, they're going to have a new beginning and they're going to get in a loving, nurturing relationship because they always were a loving, nurturing person. It's just they maybe hadn't learned to let other people love them. And they were used to kind of indulging people in poor behavior. And some of those people will communicate that they're not willing to give up on their dreams. And if they've been in situations or living their life in a more worldly nature or focusing on their stability or their security or kind of just in living life, they might tell you that they want to get in a relationship with you and maybe see if you are, everything works out, that maybe your dream will come into reality. And it might be illuminated to the people who came into your life to make you learn to love and believe in yourself, that you do love and believe in yourself and you're going to get in those nurturing and loving workplaces, friendships, and relationships. And they'll be in regret that they took a risk to not put in the work and effort when they were in a relationship with you. And some of the people that you might want to reunite with, when you could have walked away from them, they could have had to go through all of this work and they did the inner work. If those people are in a loving relationship, why would they be two-faced and betray someone they're in a loving relationship with? So, the whole thing is we don't really sometimes know what's all going on in people's lives. And it could be different stories for some of you. It could just be leaving one workplace to go get in a different workplace. It could be just a friend. It could be a child, an adult child. But, we just have to accept the truth that everybody is where they're at. The people who are available to be in a relationship with us, who aren't in fear and insecurity or ego or whatever, would exchange resources with us in a relationship if we were all on the same page and they were free to do that. And if they're not, it's just to listen to our intuition that maybe our dream can't come into reality with some of the people we want. Maybe they're not who we thought they were. But regardless, the divine has a plan for our life. So keep loving yourself. Keep staying focused on love. Keep maintaining your balance. Keep knowing your worth and value. Keep enjoying your life. And when you keep aligning with that energy within yourself and not indulging people who are bossy or controlling or fearful or insecure, that's what you're going to manifest in your life because you're not indulging any other type of energy, Tell us about the reason for the reading, the cat, a two-faced friend. And some people in the past or currently in a relationship, they could be tempted to not move forward in something that's just and fair because they could think it's just and fair to kind of make their life about themselves. Some of you already experienced this. Some people are just going to experience this. And if they had an opportunity, that's why if we're in a mismatched relationship, it doesn't really work out. If people aren't putting in the work and effort to be on the same page as you, where you keep maintaining balance in a relationship, if people are motivated and inspired by different things, and maybe the loving people think, oh, I'm sure if I just keep going forward, they'll come around to my side. Well, those people aren't interested in living their life that way. And it kind of can be like being with a school teacher. You should do that. It's like, that's not how I want to live my life. And I might have thought I'd want to stay in it because you're nurturing or loving or you got money or you're attractive or whatever. But eventually it's like they just can't take it. Because the truth is that isn't what they're motivated by. And the divine is also trying to get people to see the truth. That you might not know the truth, but the divine knows the truth. And if other people really are more about the world than love, the divine wants you to be illuminated to the truth. And not to lower your standards, to know your worth and value, that the divine is going to help you manifest your dreams into reality. But you've got to see the truth of the people that you're in relationship with. And if that's not their truth, and they want to go about life in a completely like parallel universe, the divine wanted people to see the truth. And there's some people that have been pushing it out in a relationship, kind of like, no, I'm going to stay. No, I don't want to be more independent. No, I don't want to learn to love myself. No, this is good. I'm fine. This has the status and the image and the money. I'll just keep enabling them in their poor behavior. Something's going to happen. Because if the other person is more not liking that the person they're in a relationship with keeps maintaining their balance, because I don't like that. I like you to indulge me, and you're not indulging me. And shadowy energy is people that don't have such good self-discipline, so they're going to do something prideful and maybe impulsive or reckless or stubborn. And it's going to cause the person they're in a relationship with a lot of regret. And it's all to try to illuminate. This will be your truth. People have free will, but it's going to illuminate the truth. It's not to keep moving forward in it in denial. It will be made obvious. Just like it became obvious to some of you in your life. And then it's no longer an illusion. It's knowing they made a free will choice. And they kind of aligned and are choosing to align with giving up their dreams and indulging someone and along with themselves. Because basically not to believe that they deserve a loving, nurturing relationship. It's like, okay. If you want to keep enabling your own shadowy energy that tells you don't deserve justice and fairness, you can keep indulging that, and you'll keep staying in a relationship with other people that are happy that you do that, because then you make your life all about them. Tell us about the Cat card, a two-faced friend. The Ten of Wands, because of the Chariot. Some people weren't willing to keep moving forward in a relationship where they were giving it like everything they had to maintain balance in it from a place of love, because the Chariot is Cancer energy. I'm going to do my damnedest to make this dream come into reality. And the other people are like, that's great. You keep putting in all that work. I love this. This is a great relationship. And they're harnessing their shadowy Cancer energy. Isn't this great? We have the image and the status and the money, and look at all the work that my partner puts in to have all this stability and security and love in this relationship. And I might have the image or the looks or the money or the whatever, or I'm just prideful and egotistical, and for some reason I think I just should be able to ride along. And so long as they don't believe in their dreams, I'm going to keep moving along with them. Isn't it great? And some of you were in a relationship like that, and you realize, it seems like I'm the one putting the work and effort to maintain status and balance and love. What if I kind of put in the same amount of work and effort, or focused on the same things you focus on in the world? Where would this relationship go? Probably go careening off in the ditch, not be very loving or nurturing or balanced. And that's when you realize, you know what? I think I'm going to take my loving, warm, encouraging, creative, inspired, nurturing nature somewhere else. And I'd rather be alone, loving and nurturing the people in my life that are loving and nurturing back to me. And I'm going to keep giving it everything I've got to keep moving forward in an emotionally balanced way, where I'm not indulging someone who's basically overwhelming me because they're all about the world or the ego or themselves. Okay, let's ask quick. What's coming up for the people who harness some high vibe Taurus energy that they might not see coming up? The Queen of Swords, because of the Queen of Wands. Well, this talks about, it could talk about two different people and their emotions, but for the people just getting out of a relationship like this, I think those people have been illuminated to the truth. That they were either in their ego or they were dealing with someone who is in their ego, who is emotionally manipulating them. Maybe because it looked like the dream was going to come into reality and they wanted those things of the dream. And then they in turn also could have been manipulated, getting caught up in the things of the world like we do in our ego and seeing the truth. This isn't my dream. High vibe Leo is represented by the Sun card and the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands. I want my dreams to come into reality, and I'm willing to love and believe in myself, and I'm not going to settle for less. And I think those people are doing the work within themselves, and some people already did the work. Some people spoke their truth to the people in their life, and they also could have communicated to other people in the world who they think are emotionally bold and brave and confident and loving, who look at life from a higher perspective. And then some of those people could be communicating with some of you people. I've also seen life from a higher perspective. You also might have some shadowy people, because we live in a dualistic world. We all have free will. So just as you might at every moment of your day in your life, or not every moment, but both energies exist in the world, and you have free will. The divine always gives you free will. You might have some people who come and approach you because they think it'd be a dream to be in a relationship with you. Some of those people might be mad that you walked away and loved and believed in yourself, and you keep nurturing yourself, and they're like, come on back and get in a relationship with me. Blast you already. And they hope that you're in your ego, or just someone new you meet who finds you attractive or stable or abundant or whatever. That's like, oh my gosh, I should get in a relationship with you. It'd be good for my ego, my image, and my status. So you got to listen to your intuition. Who's who? Who's harnessing high vibe Leo energy? Who's harnessing shadowy Leo energy? Who's trying to manipulate you and appeal to your pride and your ego and your lust and your greed? And who's going to tell you the truth? And tell you maybe about the lessons they've learned in life? And who's being authentic, wanting you to be all you can be, and who wants to stop you from your dreams coming into reality, and that you should get in a relationship and indulge them and give up on your dreams already. So I think needless, the Queen of Swords talks about communication. So I think there'll be some communication and seeing the truth regardless who comes towards me, regardless who doesn't come towards me. I have hope and faith and belief in my dreams, and I'm bold and brave enough to keep loving myself, to keep staying focused on my truth. The people who are meant to come with me at this point in time in my life will come with me. The people who aren't meant to come with me right now because they're not in that place, then I guess they won't come with me. And I'm okay. Either way. What about the people who are kind of harnessing some shadowy Taurus energy? What do they not see coming in their life? The Five of Pentacles and the Empress, because of the Queen of Cups. Well, for one, if the loving people that had been in their life keep loving and believing in themselves, they're going to feel left out in the cold from someone they had a mutually loving relationship with. And part of the reason might be is because they're looking for someone to love them kind of like a parent would. And if they haven't healed from that type of past relationship, they're feeling left out in the cold from someone who reminds them of people from their past. And it's kind of like, I'm going to make you love me. I have this unresolved issues from my past that I haven't healed from. You seem just like those type of people. The loving people, yeah, they love me. No, I want the people who don't love me. I want to get you to love me. And some of those people don't realize that they're trying to get people who've already turned their back on them, who didn't want to have a new beginning with them, because of their own issues, and they're still trying to get those people to become loving people. I'm going to make someone who has a lack mentality love me. Someone in their Taurus energy who might be all about money and materialism and pride and ego. That might be like people I grew up with. I'm going to make you love me. It's like, good luck. And they might end up this pattern happening over and over again. Trying to get someone to help them heal from this past wound in their life. And they need to learn the lesson that this is not the way to heal that wound. You have to learn the lesson, be illuminated to the truth. Oh, am I supposed to detach from the past? Am I supposed to learn to love myself so I can be a mutually loving person in a relationship, other than looking to other people to love me so I don't feel left out in the cold? For some of them, they're just materialistic and very prideful and egotistical, and it's like an addiction. Enough is never enough. They could have plenty of money, plenty of status, plenty of image, blah, blah, blah. But it's like a drug or an addiction for some of those people. Enough is never enough. There's other people that are going to have more, you know? And what if something happened that they didn't have enough? They want to go get in a relationship with someone who has a lot of money. And they're going to present themselves as loving towards that person. But I view the Queen of Cups as Scorpio energy. And that can be, it's also represented by the Death card up there, if you can see it on the, it's just a little bit up above. It's the black one there on the end. Shadowy Scorpio can be people who are emotionally shallow and superficial, and it's kind of like, who am I going to have sex with? How much money do you have? Yep, I'll have sex with you, male or female. I'm saying, you know, these people, just listen to your intuition about people in your life. I know women like that, and I know men like that. Don't want to do love. That's too scary. I get hurt doing that. You know, if I'm going to be in a relationship, I don't want to have to put work and effort. I don't want to deal with my shit. Just who am I going to be in a relationship? I'm going to go pick whoever seems to be like, it'll have the most advantageousness for me. That's who I'll have sex with. And what they might not also see coming, if they could end up getting in another relationship with a loving person, and it could be like, because God gives people chances. Are you willing to put in the work this time? Or are you going to let this relationship go too? Or they could have someone come into their life who, like them, kind of has a lack mentality, who also might like money and materialism and status and image, who might be willing to have sex with people for those things, who will present themselves as a loving person because they feel left out in the cold. They could be looking for a mother figure. For some of them, this could be the perfect relationship. If some of them, I like people who don't take creative, inspired action to love themselves, who are sad, who don't love and believe in themselves, so I can seem like I'm this loving person. Oh, look, they might have someone come towards them, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, here's someone I can love, and they will look to me for everything, and they won't listen to their intuition, and they won't believe in themselves or their dreams, and it'll be great, because then they'll make me feel like I'm a loving person. It's just that I don't know if it'll turn out the way they think, because I think the Queen of Cups can be also about being attached to the past and people repeating these old patterns, because people haven't done the inner work, and they might find out that they feel left out in the cold, and repeating an old pattern, basically. They're not moving forward and stepping out of their comfort zone and going to like the next level of life anyway. They'll be repeating an old pattern. So there you go, Taurus energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.